Africa, a land of diverse cultures, breathtaking landscapes, and deep history, has also seen its share of dark and horrifying crimes. Serial killers are not just a phenomenon of the West, they exist in every part of the world, including Africa. While their crimes might not always make global headlines, the terror they inflict on their victims and communities is just as harrowing. This video uncovers some of the most notorious serial killers from the African continent, men whose actions left scars on the lives of many. From Eswatini to South Africa, from Rwanda to Kenya, these criminals used manipulation, deceit, and brutality to commit their crimes. Their stories serve as a chilling reminder of the darkness that can sometimes lurk beneath the surface of society. David Thabo Simelane, the Malkerns murderer of Eswatini. David Thabo Simelane was born in 1956 in Eswatini, a small country in southern Africa. Little is known about his early years, but by the late 1990s, he had already served time in prison for robbery and sexual offenses. His release marked the beginning of a horrifying series of murders that would shock the nation. Simelane's method of killing was calculated and methodical. He targeted vulnerable women, often luring them with false promises of employment. Many of his victims were single mothers or women struggling to make ends meet. Trusting him, they followed him into isolated forests, unaware that they were walking to their deaths. His killing spree went undetected for years, but in 2001, authorities discovered multiple graves in the Usuthu pulp forest near Malkerns. The bodies of women, brutally murdered, were unearthed. Investigators traced these crimes back to Simelane, leading to his arrest on April 25, 2001. What followed was a lengthy trial, during which he was charged with 34 murders. He was convicted of 28 and sentenced to death by hanging in 2011. To this day, his case remains one of the deadliest serial killing sprees in Eswatini's history. Denis Kazungu, the Rwandan House of Horrors. Rwanda is a nation that has already endured unspeakable horrors, but even after the devastating genocide of 1994, crime persisted in different forms. Denis Kazungu, a man seemingly living an ordinary life in Kigali, turned out to be a ruthless killer whose crimes went unnoticed until 2023. Kazungu lured his victims with promises of work, preying mostly on women. Once they entered his home, they were subjected to unspeakable violence before being murdered. He buried their bodies inside his own house, turning it into a graveyard. His neighbors had no idea of the evil that was happening just next door. It was in September 2023 that the police finally caught up with him. Upon searching his house, they found the remains of 14 victims buried under the kitchen floor. The community was in shock. How could such a thing happen in a bustling neighborhood without anyone noticing? Kazungu confessed to the crimes and was sentenced to life imprisonment in March 2024. His name will forever be linked to one of the most gruesome murder cases in Rwanda's history. Sipho Thwala, the Phoenix Strangler of South Africa. South Africa has had its fair share of serial killers, but few instilled as much fear as Sipho Thwala. Operating in the mid-1990s, he became known as the Phoenix Strangler for his brutal murders in the sugarcane fields near Phoenix, KwaZulu-Natal. Thwala had a unique way of attracting victims. Posing as a potential employer, he would offer women jobs before luring them into the fields. Once isolated, he bound their hands with their own clothing, assaulted them, and strangled them using their own garments. His method was cruel and ritualistic. For over a year, police struggled to track him down. But in 1997, forensic evidence linked him to multiple murders. DNA analysis, which was still developing at the time, played a crucial role in his conviction. Thwala was found guilty of murdering 16 women and sentenced to 506 years in prison in 1999. His case is a chilling reminder of how serial killers can operate unnoticed within their own communities, preying on the trust of unsuspecting individuals. Alois Tuberimo, the taxi killer of Rwanda. While many serial killers target women, Alois Tuberimo had a different kind of victim in mind: bicycle taxi drivers. Rwanda's bicycle taxi industry provides employment to many young men, but in 2007, it became the hunting ground for a man with sinister motives. Tuberimo's method was disturbingly simple. He would lure drivers to his home, pretending to need their services. Once they arrived, he drugged them and killed them using blunt force. His goal? To steal their bicycles and sell them. His crimes continued undetected until authorities arrested him in November 2007. By then, he had murdered at least 7 men. He was sentenced to life imprisonment in solitary confinement in 2008, ensuring that he would never harm another person again. Collins Jumaisi Kalusha, the vampire of Kenya. In recent times, Kenya has had its share of shocking crime stories, but none quite like Collins Jumaisi Kalusha. Dubbed the Vampire, he is suspected of murdering at least 42 women over a 2-year period. His crimes came to light when bodies were discovered in a Nairobi quarry, sparking a nationwide investigation. The details of how he operated remain murky, but what is clear is the scale of his atrocities. Dozens of women fell victim to his brutality. But just when justice seemed within reach, something unexpected happened. In August 2024, Kalusha managed to escape from the Gijiri police station, along with 12 other detainees. His escape caused an uproar, leading to the arrest of 8 police officers suspected of helping him flee. As of now, Kalusha remains one of Kenya's most wanted criminals. His whereabouts are unknown, and the fear he instilled in the country lingers. Understanding serial killers. What drives them? The question that often arises when discussing serial killers is, what makes them do it? Is it their upbringing, psychological disorders, or a deep-rooted need for control? Many serial killers share common traits: a history of trauma or abuse, a lack of empathy, a manipulative personality, a desire for power and control. Some of them, like Simelane and Thwala, used employment as bait, while others, like Kazungu, chose victims who were isolated or vulnerable. In each case, they operated for years before being caught. What's also evident is the importance of forensic science in solving these crimes. The advancements in DNA technology and criminal profiling have played a huge role in capturing serial killers, ensuring they no longer roam free. These stories are a harsh reality of the world we live in. The crimes of David Thabo Simelane, Dennis Kazungu, Saifo Thwala, Alois Tubarimo, and Collins Jumaisi Kalusha are reminders that evil can exist in any society. But they are also a testament to the resilience of communities, law enforcement, and the victims' families who seek justice. While the crimes of these individuals are terrifying, they also highlight the need for vigilance, awareness, and justice. Understanding their methods and histories can help societies prevent similar tragedies in the future. No one knows how many other serial killers might still be out there, waiting to be caught. But one thing is certain: justice may be delayed, but it will always catch up. Serial killers like these may be rare, but their crimes leave a lasting impact on families, communities, and entire nations. Their stories serve as a chilling reminder that evil can hide in plain sight. But justice, no matter how delayed, always finds its way. As forensic science advances and awareness grows, fewer criminals can escape the law. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into true crime stories. Let us know in the comments which case shocked you the most. Stay aware, stay safe, and always trust your instincts. Until next time, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.